welcome everybody in our waiting room. Welcome everybody in our waiting room. That's the second one for my friend Luigi because he was about to give azione and I didn't listen. I'm waiting for Sara Lai that is preparing the last bits and bobs for our recipe today. There is a lot of flour. I don't know what this is. I have though, I know what I have in terms of wine. I have a Brunello di Montalcino, ragazzi. Well, people say king of reds and red of kings, but actually Brunello, it is Brunello di Montalcino, one of the most important, if not the most important, collective brand in Italy.
Eccoci, ciao.
È arrivata Sara. Welcome, Sara.
Ciao.
Stay with us. Lots of cheese. I have a feeling that today is going to be some cheese dish.
Sì, esatto.
But there is flour, so...
We will make a nice focaccia.
Okay, so stay with us. Focaccia with cheese and Brunello and beautiful rosemary. The smell is already coming towards us. Stay with us. Thank you for being in our waiting room of
Ciao.
Dinner in 15. And welcome once again. This is Dinner in 15 with Sara Lai.
And Filippo Bartolotta.
And we are delighted to be here with you. Today, like every Wednesday and every Friday, we cook, we drink, we cook and drink, we match food and wine, we try new recipes.
We have fun.
We have fun. We make mistakes. We fix
lot of
mistakes.
mistakes.
Because that's what cooking is about. That is what it's about.
Experimenting and going crazy.
And that's how you learn new things, right?
And thank you for your patience. You are there are many of you there, and thank you for being with us and from writing to us. We have many messages to answer to, and we will answer as soon as possible.
So that's it. Like, go check our website in the meanwhile, because there you find so many recipes, so many wines. What are you looking for?
Salt. You have there.
I've got
no,
salt.
that's okay.
I've got salt.
Fantastic. We have all.
So you start doing what you gotta do. In the
Yeah.
meanwhile, I'm gonna open my Brunello di Montalcino because it's important to crack open the bottle of an important wine like Brunello a little bit beforehand. Today, I'm gonna focus on letting you know as well handling fine wines. Should you decant the wine? Should you open the bottle a few hours before or a few days before somebody says, or not? You know, these and more questions will be answered shortly. Arrivederci.
No, it's not true. He is coming back.
So, allora, what was that thing?
We are about to use dry yeast. So I'm reactivating the dry yeast with some warm water.
Okay.
If you have really no time, you can add a little bit of honey or sugar. I don't like to use sugar. You know that. If you don't know, you are learning right now. But in 1 minute, the dry yeast will be reactivated and we can use it. In the meanwhile, I prepare room temperature water, semolina flour and all-purpose flour, extra virgin olive oil and the rosemary that we will need to make the focaccia. So hurry up because we have no time as always.
Okay. So flour, double zero,
hard wheat, so semolina.
molto bene, vuoi darmi quelli, te li tolgo di mezzo?
Thank you very much.
Voila. I was about to throw them on the floor. Here I am. So, two kind of flours, the semolina and the double zero. I know that somewhere in the world it's not as easy to find semolina as the double zero, but just look more carefully and you will find it. I know for a fact, because we do this Friday and every Wednesday and every Friday online. You can call your friends. We can do a private event for you. You're very welcome. We can do a private event for you and your family. You can come over here to Florence, or we can come to your homes, because every day we travel, every year we used to travel, go everywhere, mainly North America, to do a lot of private events. I've been doing that since 2010. I love that because you get in touch with people, you share food, you share a bottle of wine, and that's why we're all here. Sara, come vedete, is a professional chef. She's just doing stuff that I don't know. She's moving her hands.
I am kneading the focaccia, and as you can see, it seems very soft and
But I smell
liquid.
the yeast, right? I'm smelling.
Yes, because it's alive now.
Okay.
It's instant yeast because you have no time and I have no time.
But does it
If you have time,
smell like beer?
yes, is dry instant beer yeast.
Okay, so there you go. So couldn't you use like some Brunello yeast instead?
Yes, we could do the drunk focaccia. No.
I was kidding, but actually it's possible.
Certo.
Stay with us. Stay with us, because you just learned live that soon we're gonna go for a drunk focaccia, and I already like the name. Let me get into the wine while Sarah is doing that. Gosh, the beer is really strong.
Sì.
Man. Allora, right now I don't like this beer smell. Is it gonna change once you put it in the oven?
Yes, yes, of course.
Thank God, because I like my beer actually. You know, Max, my best friend, he's a publican. He's got a pub, and I learned how to. No, I didn't learn how to drink, but like once as the craft beer movement started to grow, he started to just bring so much of this new stuff and go for it. But this is a wine moment. So I promised I was going to talk about how to handle fine wine. Now, reason for cracking open the bottles a little bit before is to let the wine breathe. Why? Imagine, this wine has been there. This is a Riserva of Brunello di Montalcino, so 6 years of aging. You've been 6 years in a big cask and in a bottle. All of a sudden you want oxygen. You've just been like this, right? Like, and then you want like oxygen to open up, and that's what we're doing right now. So, a few hours before, what you want to do is that you want to put your wine in the glass and see, first of all, if the wine is in good shape or not. Once you know that it's in good shape, then you can make a decision. You can decide whether you want to use a decanter or not. In the meanwhile, I'm going to take a break, and I want to focus on what Sarah is doing, because I saw you adding water and oil.
Yes, I have done like a vinaigrette with the water and oil. We call the marinade, because I am doing the focaccia, Tuscan, but Ligurian style as well, because this kind of mix of water and oil is they do in Liguria, in Genova, for focaccia genovese. In this way, you will have a super soft focaccia inside and super crunchy outside.
I love Dinner in 15 because I'm learning so much. Thank you, Sarah.
This
Fantastic.
dough is super hydrated, and so the yeast will be work better with all this humidity.
You're creating the right environment for the yeast to thrive.
Exactly.
Okay.
We will add a little bit of rosemary now.
And look at the color.
And then we will add at the end with the salt. On top.
Molto bene. Now it starts smelling good.
Straight in the oven for 15 minutes and add, and 464 Fahrenheit.
240 centigrade. So stick it in the oven, 15 minutes. In the meanwhile, let's get back to the wine for a second. So, Brunello di Montalcino.
I will catch it.
Opening times. Like my uncle used to say, Filippo, you have to open a wine 1 hour for each vintage.
See.
So now that I said, Zio, I open wines that are from the 50s. So that's gonna be 70 years, 70 hours. It's gonna be like a few days and you just leave it open. That's something that is a stereotype. You do not. There isn't a rules about how long should you open the wine before. Only this is the rule. So, right now I'm getting phenomenal tobacco leaf. I've got some thyme, a leafiness, some truffles, but it's all about the black cherries, the red berries, some violets, and a leathery note, a little bit of cinnamon as well, so very complex. On the palate, the wine is, you see how much, right now I'm creating lots of saliva because there is acidity. Orange peel, there is a lot of acidity, so I'm chewing a lot of fruit. And this wine on the nose, as you can tell, I said so many things. The wine is ready. It doesn't need decanting. On the palate, it's smooth. There is a little bit of an astringency moment just because you open, but a big glass like this is gonna be enough. This is gonna act as a decanter, all right? Brunello di Montalcino, by law, has to stay in the cellar for 5 years, 6 for the Riserva, Sangiovese 100%. Where are we? We are 1 hour and something south of Florence, 40 minutes south of Siena, and 1.5 hours from Rome. Montalcino is this very, 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 very special spot of the world where you have a hilltop village 600 meters above the sea level here, and then you have a southern exposure towards the sea, 30 miles, and then on this side you have more clay, this side you have more sand. Montalcino used to be an ocean. Yes, you heard me. Montalcino used to be an ocean like 15 million years ago. So if you go in the vineyards of Montalcino, you will find fossils. As a matter of fact, they found an entire skeleton fossil of a whale.
No.
It's called Brunella.
Really?
So this is to give you an idea of how mineral the soil is, and that's one of the secrets of Montalcino. Sangiovese, 5 years of aging, the beautiful soil and the environment. But one last thing is important, just like with any recipe, is people. I've been working with Sarah for quite some time now. I love to cook. I cook every day or so if I'm not traveling around. But I never managed to cook like she does. She makes a ragu. I see what she does. I go home and make a ragu. That wild boar ragu, it doesn't taste like the one you made.
No, it's not
like,
true.
Yeah, it's true. Like there is something that's, look carefully, guys. Look what she does. Because I believe that these guys hide things from us. So we're gonna look at you carefully.
But I won't hide things from you because you have to learn. He doesn't have to learn.
Yeah, I do. Allora, you prepared a cheese platter.
Yes.
That's easy?
Yeah, it's
That's
very
like an
easy.
aperitif dinner, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
If you don't have time, if you are not so hungry, if you have some fruit, I know that the fruit doesn't match
With
well
wine?
With wine,
But it feels luscious, like the aromas, like having some grapes.
see,
Even
with
the
some
grapes.
pears.
Some pears, you eat pears and grapes with some cheese, a glass of wine.
Esatto.
Like people always keep the glass like this when they are in a, this is like the Instagram hand.
No.
But why in every movie people hold glasses like that and not like this? I know why. They say that it feels a little bit too, kind of like you want to show off too much or it doesn't look good. But if you don't want to keep the glass like that because your room temperature, your body temperature is gonna raise the temperature of your wine. And you never serve any wine above 18 degrees centigrade. If possible, just stay lower because it's always gonna go to room temperature, all right? Even with the reds, you want to be careful. 2 minutes 30. Are you ready?
Yeah, we are waiting for our focaccia, and I was about to explain what kind of aging I have chosen for the cheese platter.
Okay.
Those are 3 kind of pecorino, all coming from Tuscany, but we have fabulous sheep cheese in all around Italy.
But we have Brunello, so we decided just to stick to Tuscany today.
Exactly. So the first one is a very fresh pecorino. It doesn't seem like a pecorino really because it's very, very fresh. like
Marzolino, we call it.
a kind of Marzolino. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The second one is a 6-month aging, and the third one is the oldest one. Is a Fossa.
Okay.
Its season is aged. Sorry, under the ground.
Okay, I'm gonna start eating it. This is the first one.
No, this is the first one.
I don't want to ruin this, but I want to start trying this cheese before the focaccia arrives. We have 1 minute left.
Yeah.
Can you
I'm
put the focaccia
about,
out?
Yes.
Allora, soft cheese, and Brunello, I don't think is a good match. It's not. Okay, so the soft cheese is better with white wines or light reds, even some sparkling. But this is a little bit too soft for the Brunello. Il secondo?
Il secondo is 6 months age.
Okay, 6 months age. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay.
Spicier, drier, saltier. I think this starts to be the right match. In fact, the combination here, one is helping the other. The Brunello is melting down the tannic structure, and the cheese, the palate that is a little bit greasy, is cleaned by the Brunello. Numero 3.
Numero 3, it's 1 year
This
aged.
one?
Yes.
1
the
year.
Fossa one.
So fossa means cave. Like in the past, they used, and somebody still today, they used to fine the cheese in marble, like in marble vats.
As you can see,
Time's
our
up.
focaccia is splendid.
As you move on, the harder the cheese, the more important the cheese, and the better the matching. A questo punto abbiamo la focaccia, bellissima. Vado, come vedete, look at this, guys. It's crunchy on the outside, and look at this, soft
It's
in
very
the
soft.
inside.
Sempre il sale, eh?
I'm gonna stay here for 2 days. It's good because it's not too salty. The salt is on top, making it becoming a little bit crunchy. With Brunello, I thought it was gonna be too light. It's a little bit too light for Brunello, but what you can do, you can grab a bite of this and a bite of that, and all of a sudden, you're gonna have magic happen. Saltiness. The rosemary is helping delivering more texture, more flavors. And the match now is perfect. This is like a relatively easy thing to do. The focaccia might be looking a little bit difficult for normal people.
No, it's
not for
very
chef.
easy. It's very easy.
But actually it's quite easy. Once again, if you want to choose to go for a structured wine like Brunello, you might want, what we're learning today, you might want to go for a harder cheese, a more aged cheese, because this is a very important wine. It's got lots of tannic structure. And when you go too soft, it doesn't, the Brunello is going to take over the cheese and the cheese disappears, okay? So once again, thank you very much, guys, for being with us. You will find these and many more recipes.
Thank you very much.
And great wines on our website, where you can also book private cooking events for you, your family, and friends. Keep following our social media. Subscribe our YouTube channel. And of course, cook like a true Italiana.
Ciao.
Thumbs up. You have to hit the thumbs up. We'll
Ciao.
be with you next time. Arrivederci.